Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Sharon. If you're not a subscriber, thank you so much for joining me in today's question and answer video. So since we're on 1K subs now, I figured there are new people on the channel and we might want to get to know each other. So we're going to be doing a question and answer video. I went on YouTube and I asked if you guys could ask me a few questions, and then I would just respond them in a video. So this is the video. I did post that post, I think end of 2022, but I am happy to finally be sitting down to do this video. So as you guys know, or if you're new and you have no idea, I do use my phone to film. So I copied all the questions from my phone into this notebook. So we're going to be responding to all those questions, and without wasting too much time, let's just get into it. I went in and wrote the questions that I got from YouTube. The only platform I did ask on Facebook, but there were no questions asked there. I did get some responses here on YouTube, so those are the questions that we're just going to be answering. I didn't write people's names here, so I'm just going to go into the questions, but I appreciate you guys so much for sending in your questions, because looking at these questions, somehow they also make me reflect on life generally and some of the things that I tend to forget to be grateful for. So yeah, I will go into the first question, which is, I love your relationship with your sister. Do you ever argue? So she could probably have a different response than to this one, but these days, because we are grown, I don't know when was the last time we fought. We barely fight. When we were younger, yes, because obviously you are young, you're trying to understand, to grow each other. And then there was a time also when we were growing into, I think when I was 20, 23, 24, and she was maybe 20, 19, 20, we would bump heads about a few things. But then I think also we have built on that relationship. We've come to understand each other. So normally our relationship is like this. If we're very blunt about anything in life, so if I do anything she doesn't like, there and then, even I think without even thinking about it, she will say it, not in a way not in a way that she's like trying to attack me. The same with me. If she says or I get something that I do not like, then there and there I will say it. Or if it bothers me later on in the day, I'll call my phone. I remember the other day I said I didn't like what is that about? What was that about? I don't remember, but she did something. And then when I got home, I called her. I said I did not like what you said, but it wasn't anything too serious. But yeah, that's our relationship. We're very blunt, honest with each other. And normally, if anything happens, we address it then. Then it doesn't have to be an issue. It doesn't have to be. And we've also learned how to communicate to each other, because we used to back at each other, trust me. But I think also because of Kokura, we're grown now, we barely fight. Then we go on to the second question, which is, I remember you used to blog fashion content. How was it monetizing that, especially in the Zim space? So this person did send a few questions, but I'm going to address them bit by bit. So the first question is, how was it monetizing that, especially in the Zim space? So again, I used to blog about fashion for the longest time, I think since 2012, 2013, somewhere there. And it's something that I really enjoyed doing. Despite it not being very beneficial monetary wise, it did open some doors for me, a few doors, because take it this way, Zimbabwe is, I don't want to say Zim, I think that most countries, let me rephrase, Zim, we are currently opening up to the idea of social media marketing, working with influencers, but the idea of influencers is still very new. So in most cases you'll see that you get a person who is into comedy getting an influencer partnership in maybe say fashion, and for me it's like the niches, they don't link. So sometimes they'll just go for the numbers or someone who's popular, and we're still trying to find our balance. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. So me, in terms of monetizing my fashion blogging career, I didn't really do much. I'd say during that time from like 2013 to about, I stopped blogging maybe in 2017, the first wave of COVID, that's when I stopped vlogging. So up until 2013 to about 2020, I worked with maybe slightly above 5 brands that were actually willing to pay me. I can count them and actually tell you that so and so was willing to pay the rest. They would say, oh, we will give you this. And mind you, each time I had to work with a brand, I think 2 out of those 5 reached out to me. The other 3, I reached out to them. But the thing is, with those brands, they were recurring partnerships, and they would also give me opportunities. Like there's a shoe brand that I worked with, and when they wanted to do shoots for their brand, they would also hire me as a stylist. So I would go on set, style different outfits for different people, and then I would get paid. I'll just tell them my rates, and then they would pay me. So those were some of the opportunities that would come up because of the brands that I would have worked with. And then bigger brands, I won't mention them, we all know them, you've been to those stores. They will say, you write an article for us, goes on the paper, and then you get a voucher. And then I got bent with the other brand because they did, the last time I worked with them, I did a couple of articles for them, and they didn't pay me because I don't know, they just decided not to. But anyway, that's how I did monetize, but not to such an extent I would have wanted to. I would have hoped that I would make a living out of fashion blogging, but honestly that was not possible during that time, or at least for me. So I hope I've responded to your question. And then which content can we expect? This is the second question. Which content can we expect from you that's coming in? So this year I definitely want to do more fashion content. Obviously the vlogs were going to continue. So something that I've been sleeping on, probably because I was also pregnant, there was no way, there was a way, but it was a bit difficult for me to film, style, edit while I was pregnant. So I'm hoping this year I'll be able to do more fashion content. Also, I want to explore TikTok and Instagram more with this different content that I normally post there, because here is where I post more lifestyle vlogs. So over there I also want to do lifestyle mini vlogs and more fashion content over on those channels. If you're not following me, then I'll also just link my TikTok down below and my Instagram down below. We go on to the next question, which is, then in terms of this is the same person, then in terms of what you studied, have you ever worked in corporate, and if so, how was it, and do you intend to go back? Okay, so yes. Okay, first, Ezra is waking up. Okay, I got disturbed there because Ezra just woke up. Anyway, to respond, to answer to that question, I studied media studies in college. I graduated with a degree in media. And then, have you ever worked in corporate? Yes, I've worked in corporate before. I've worked for like a very, I don't want to name the companies. I've worked in public relations for a specific organization, and then I left that organization and I went and worked for a daily newspaper. I was a sub-editor. They basically were doing graphics and newspaper layout and things like that. And then from there, after I graduated, again I worked with a legal aid company, which is honestly, I hated that job with all my heart. We used to travel a lot. The company environment was just too toxic for me, and the money was not worth it. So eventually I started, if you're new, I started selling clothes, and then I just decided to leave that job. So those are the few jobs that corporate jobs that I have had. Am I considering to go back? Yes, I am, because the business that I have, it's taking too much time for it to grow. If I'm being honest with you guys, it's taking too much time to grow, because I've never had a loan. I've never had someone give me a big chunk of money to say, or this is how you can source, or you can grow the business. So the progress has been really slow, considering that also there's been some phases COVID affected it. also the pregnancy sort of affected it because I couldn't do as much. I only work alone. I did want to hire someone to help me, but again, we were just not there yet. So right now I really want to give this business this is my last chance. I just want to give it my all. I want to give it all my energy, and if it doesn't work, honestly, if it doesn't work this year, if I'm not where I want to be by year end, honestly, I'm just going to let it go because I've given it everything I have. And I think the only thing that I've not been able to do is to do it consistently. So that's what I'm going to be doing this year. So with that in mind, I'm also looking for a job, to be honest with you guys. If I do get a job, I'm going back to corporate. I'll obviously continue to create content, but it's just not sufficient financially because at the end of the day, I have responsibilities, day-to-day responsibilities. I have a life that I want to live, and I also want to be able to live comfortably. So I'm not there yet, hence why I'm considering. I've been sending out my CVs, and if that opportunity does come up, it's fine. If it doesn't, then that means it's an opportunity for me to just give this business my 100%. The next question, career-wise, which profession would you like to get into? This is the next question. It's almost similar to the other one, but career-wise, I think I would want to go back into PR. Media, somehow, I don't know how I would fit in, but the thing is, with looking for jobs in this country, you will never know where you will land. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But I have been sending out my CVs, guys. And how has it been navigating through motherhood, especially as a mom of two? Guys, I used to be scared of these two people. If you watch the previous vlog, you know, sometimes I would just get out of the house and leave. That's how bad it is sometimes. But navigating it, honestly, you learn as you go. Each day is better than the other. Sometimes it's worse than the other. You can't predict. But both of my kids are not really like Vanava Nunez. Ezra, who is the newborn, he sleeps throughout the night. You only wake up for feeds, and during the day I have my helper helping me. Like right now I'm filming, she is playing with him, and then I get to do this with you guys. So motherhood in generally, I don't think it is affected much in terms of like what I want to do career-wise. The only time that I was affected was when I was pregnant because I was obviously sick. But navigating it, I'm finding my balance. Like I said, each day is better than the other. Some days are better than the other. You learn as you go. We are not perfect. Sometimes I will lash out to my kids because kids, they will try you. But yeah, I'm learning, and I don't think it's as bad as I thought. If anything, I actually appreciate having these two people in my life because, again, I'm done. I get to watch them. I get to watch them grow. Like, I'll look at Israel and I'm just like, thank you, God. I'm grateful for this gift. I look at Riley and I watch him, how he has grown, how he interacts with people, how he's a very good runner, by the way. I'll insert maybe a video on the screen if I can find it. He's good with sports. He interacts well with Ezra as well. So it's something that I really appreciate, and which also makes like the journey worthwhile. So yeah, let's go on to the next question. Have you always been close with your sister? I have responded to that. Do you argue or fight? I've also responded to that. You answer, do you argue or fight, or you have had to work your way around your relationship? We've definitely have had to work. It's like a friendship when I look at it. Like, you get to understand what the other person wants. It's very easy when you're related to someone to be entitled to certain things, to say, oh no, you must respect me, or you must be nice to me all the time. But I think also relationships are built. So I think we've definitely taken our time to learn about each other, and I think it's more for friendship, really. So the next question, how has been motherhood as a mom of two? I have also responded to that. What are you looking forward to 2023? In 2023, guys, I don't have that many, because normally when the year begins, I don't really do resolutions or goals or whatever. I plan my things monthly. So this year I did say 2023 I'm gonna have to have like a bigger goal for the year and then break down that to like monthly goals. So honestly, my goal for this year is to be closer to God. That's my number one wish. Like I just want peace in my mind, peace in my home, peace in my friendships, peace in the way I move. I want to be someone who gives, someone who loves, someone who takes care of people, someone who listens to people when people are looking for just a shoulder to cry on. I just want God in my life this year. That's my biggest request. If anything, if there's a big takeaway from this, from all of this, like if we come to 2023 all I want is to have known God more, to have seen God in my life, and to have just grown closer to Him. Of course, outside of that, there's also one thing. I want my business to grow. I want financial stability is a person, because I have a husband who is extremely supportive. A lot of things that you see me guys do is because my husband has helped me to live the life that I live. But I also want that burden to be less and less and less for him. So I also want to say, okay, fine, pack your bags, we're going on holiday, I've bought the tickets. I want that kind of life. So hopefully 2023 will be able to open doors and opportunities for me to be able to live that life. Basically, those are the two things that I want: God in my life and just financial stability. And then how have your friendships evolved since marriage and motherhood? Ooh, that's a good question, guys. Let me tell you something. Our society can be toxic sometimes, in the sense that most of my kitchen parties are noit, people are advised that your husband is your friend, your husband is your this, your husband, you need a life. I'll tell you this, you need a life outside of your husband. And that's something I think my husband and we understand, that he has friends, I have friends. So when he says he wants to go and watch football, I will let him go. And when I say I want to go to a girls' night out, which you guys see me all the time going out with my girls, it's because we've understood that we have separate lives. We are together, but we also have friends that you can also go to and talk to and just, explore life with. Not good, we can't do things together. We do things together, but just because we're husband and wife doesn't mean we have to be like this. Like we have no independence within our relationship or our marriage. So keeping this in mind, I've managed to also maintain the friends that I've had before we got married. And funny enough, I think I got married earlier than all of my friends. Some of them got married later on after I had been married already, but we managed to maintain the friendships. Also, guys, the other thing, I don't have that many friends. I have like 2 friends that I made from high school. We went to college together, and then we just managed to maintain the friendships. And then the other people are just people I have met along the way. Some friendships I have lost, but that's part of life. People come in your life and for a certain season, and then they go, there's no bad blood. But the ones that I've managed to keep in my life, we've been together for a while and we understand each other very much. But for the most part, I also hang out with Wendy, who is also more of a friend, more than anything. And my friends, they understand if I can't make it, like on New Year's Eve I couldn't go out, so they did come. We went to Kwamereki in the Muscat. We went with the baby. They were helping with the baby. We ate, I came home, and then they went and did their night thing. And then and then, do you foresee yourself staying in Zim in the long run? Again, this is something I was very adamant about. Like I was always like, I'm a die-hard Zimbawean, I'm not going anywhere. I am staying in Zimbabwe for the rest of my life. Because also I would look at my parents and see how much they needed me, but I've realized that I've also have a life of my own. And me and my husband, all I can say is we've been discussing and looking at opportunities. And again, this is the year that if things don't turn out the way that we want to, then definitely we're considering to leave Zimbabwe. And then it's such a blessing having a sibling close by in the same country even. Did you grow up this close? I did respond to that. Did you ever feel that postpartum sadness some moms go through? No, I did not. I did go through, I think, a phase that I was really sad when I was pregnant, because I would like to consider myself as someone who likes to work, and generally I am a creative person. So when I'm unable to do those things, it almost sinks you down below, like your brain just goes. Also, an idle mind is a very dangerous mind, so especially in my case. So when I was pregnant, I really did struggle with that, to understand that, okay, fine, every season that comes into our lives, it's for a reason, it's for a purpose. Take lessons from that. If you must stop, be patient, listen to what God is trying to say in that season. So when I was pregnant, it was really difficult, close to depression, but I don't want to use the word depressing, because I would constantly be aware of my thoughts. And when I know that with my thinking, then I would just bring myself back and try to focus on just planning on the things that I want to do after I've given birth. Otherwise, postpartum, no, I've never experienced any sadness. Honestly, it's just, when I'm sad, it's just normal sadness. Like, I'm sad because so and so he's done this, or I've seen this, or I've heard this, but not anything related to me being a new mom. So those are the questions that you guys did ask me. Thank you so much, guys, for sending in those questions. I hope I did answer them correctly and to your satisfaction. If you did enjoy this video, and if you watched this video up until this point, please do check if you have subscribed. If you've not subscribed, please do subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.